Hello and welcome to my presentation. Today I will be looking at the Burberry, one of the British most iconic luxury brands, through the lens of a brand equity and authenticity. Here's a quick overview of what we will cover today, starting with an introduction to Burberry, moving through the literature, identify a research problem, design questionnaire, and finishing with recommendation. Burberry was founded in 1856 by Thomas Burberry. It's a globally recognized luxury brand, famous for its trench coat and British heritage. The brand operates in over 50 countries and targets affluent consumers who value quality and tradition. What makes Burberry particularly interested for this research is that in recent years, the brand has been shifted in focus towards younger audiences. And that raises some important questions about whether that move is helping or hurting the brand identity. The aim of this research is to investigate how brand equity and authenticity influence the way consumers perceive Burberry. To get there, I have three objectives. First, to define these concepts through existing literature. Second, to apply them to Burberry current context. And third, to identify a research problem and design a questionnaire for further investigation. So, what is brand equity? According to Keller's CBBE model, brand equity is built through two things: brand awareness and brand image. For luxury brands like Burberry, this goes beyond just recognition. It's about the associations consumers hold. Things like heritage, exclusivity, and quality. AJABRI's research shows that for Burberry specifically, these associations are at the very core of its brand value. Brand authenticity is about whether consumers perceive a brand as genuine and true to its values. Beverland identifies 6 dimensions for authenticity in luxury brands, including heritage, quality commitment, and sincerity. What's interesting is that authenticity is more about perception than fact. If consumers feel a brand has lost its authenticity, even if it hasn't, that alone is enough to damage loyalty and reduce willingness to pay premium prices. This is where brand equity and authenticity come together. AK models tell us that brand equity depends on loyalty, awareness, perceived quality, and brand associations. For Burberry, all 4 of these are tied to how authentic the brand feels. Gupta and colleagues highlighted a real tension here. When luxury brands go to digital and target young consumers, they risk diluting the very heritage that made them valuable in the first place. And that real tension is exactly the research problem I want to explore. Burberry is caught between two things: maintaining its authentic British identity and growing commercially by reaching new audiences. If consumers start to see Burberry as over commercialized or inauthentic, that could seriously damage its brand equity. But right now, we don't have enough consumer level data to know how big that risk actually is. That leads us to the research questions. The main question is, to what extent does perceived brand authenticity influence consumer brand equity perceptions towards Burberry? To explore this, I've broken it down into 3 sub-questions, looking at how consumers currently perceive Burberry's authenticity, how that connects to loyalty, and how the brand repositioning has affected existing luxury consumers. To answer those questions, I've designed a questionnaire with 5 draft questions. I've used a mix of questions types: a nominal, filter, question, screen respondent, Likert skills, questions to measure perception and attitudes, a multiple choice question to capture brand image without leading the respondent. This variety is important because different questions types capture different dimensions of consumer perception. The survey would be delivered via Google Forms, targeting audience who have purchased or consider luxury fashion. I've chosen proposed sampling because I need respondents with a specific characteristic. With a target of 150 participants, responses would be analyzed using descriptive statistics and thematic analysis for open questions. Based on this research, I have four recommendations for Burberry. The first is to actively protect its brand authenticity by keeping heritage at the center of all communications. The trench coat, the royal warrants, the British craftsmanship story. The second is to invest in consumer research to understand how different audiences are actually perceiving the brand right now. The third recommendation is to implement a brand equity measured framework using ACES models as a baseline. So the company can track the impact of strategic decisions over time. And finally, I would recommend further research, a longitudinal study tracking authenticity perceptions before and after major campaigns, and quality focus groups with existing luxury consumers. To conclude, brand equity and brand authenticity are not separate issues for Burberry. They are deeply connected. The strategic tension between commercial growth and heritage identity is a real and researchable problem. The questionnaire I've designed provides a starting point for the primary research needed to help Burberry navigate this challenge.